Yep, there we go. We're just waiting for a little bit of lag, and there we go. We're off.
Now, if memory serves, Twisted Labs is part of our new Canadian contingent. We've gotten a really good influx of Canadian players in the last few months. So really, hey, great, welcome.
Yeah, definitely. It's nice to have that variety as well, and yeah, for some reason, perhaps there's a reason why they like Dr. Mario so much over there. But yeah, let's go into the match as well. What I can see is that TwistedLabs doesn't have a lot of blue available. He's opening up some of it, but really it's not. It wasn't very available at one point, but fortunately, getting much more variety on his board.
Yeah, he's doing a good job keeping things up. Although as much yellow as he's got, that's really going to cause some issues here, um, depending on what he's able to get. Savage has they're keeping it really close to each other, but with Savage having as much color variety as she's got, I feel like she's really got the advantage coming out of this level 6. But both of them are really flirting with a really good time on this one. As
Yeah,
Savage is
definitely.
out at a 119.
Yeah, it's just a matter of just getting the pills to get out of here. He just needs a couple of yellows at this point, but he's right there, just chasing Savage. However, she's already beginning to make a quick work of that level 7, getting a couple of nice clears as Twisted is now out at a 137.
Yeah, he ended up with kind of what we would have predicted with Dr. Mario. He ended up not getting the pill he needed at the very end. That's just the way this game is programmed and the way it plays. But it's he's not letting it get to him, and that's what you want to see. Savage getting a nice L clear there on the left as she is down to 15 viruses. Twisted though is keeping it very close. He is down to about 22 himself, and you know, not much more to say about it. These two are just really trading blows, having a good match as Savage gets a lightning bolt.
Yeah, definitely. It's the only thing that kind of worries me a little bit at this point is how Twisted has everything on the right side. That column 8 is going to take some time to get rid of, as yeah, he's going to have to eat some drop time, as you are seeing right there. But he's starting to open up some of that. Savage is right now just waiting for some red in order to get out of this level. She's getting some of it right now, and just three more in order to get out of here. But of course, the pills that have only blue and yellow are coming through as per usual. As she's going to be out at a 256.
So yeah, as you said, Twisted just sitting with about 5 viruses left right now, but because those 5 viruses are all in a row, he's going to end up with drop time. He's going to end up running into, oh, wow, well, never mind. He's going to get the exact pills that he needs, and he's going to be out pretty shortly here. There's one red. Oh, he takes the horizontal, and he's out at a 321. Still doing really well, especially for his first time out.
Surely, yes, he's noticing there some clears that didn't require as many reds to get out of level 7. As we see that Savage already down to 21, Twisted quickly bringing it down as well into the 20s at this point. Has the setup there on the right, but he needs a double blue if he wants to keep those yellows alive, or perhaps to chuck a blue yellow would be also an answer for that.
Yeah, meanwhile, on Savage's side, we're seeing a lot of good horizontal clears, a lot of just outside the box creative thinking. She wants to get that triple clear in the middle. Looks like she is going to go for it, despite the garbage that it's going to create. Shakes her head like she doesn't think that's a good idea, but in the end, it looks like Dr. Mario is going to be kind and give her an opportunity for another triple at the bottom of the board. So that's gonna once she gets a little bit of blue, that's gonna put her out in really good position. But of course, that means it's time for ketchup and mustard.
Yeah, definitely. But the finally manages to get a blue and gets three more right away. She's out at a 437.
Yes, indeed. So looking at what Twisted has got, again, we're seeing a little bit of a stack on that right hand side. That's going to end up, just being a thing that he's going to learn from this match. It's something that it's not intuitive just how much something like that can affect your end game. But still, as he's been doing all game, he's keeping it close. He's not going to get lapped here, and that's a lot more than I could have said for my first match.
Yeah, at this point, just making sure to get out of these levels. Yeah, and actually not getting completely tied down to one setup. As you can see there, he's going for in different directions in order to finish this at 527.
It's a very, very good plan to have there. Uh, so on Savage's side, we're now just watching to see. She is really cramped up on that right hand side. I believe we call that a barge. And the pills, of course, are not coming in any way that she wants. She doesn't have a lot of places to put blue, and the doctor thinks that blue should be a part of every pill that she gets. Um, it's a frustrating way to play, but thankfully for her, she's got a bit of a lead already built up and should be out of this within the next couple of minutes,
Yeah,
minute or so.
unfortunately, she's getting the yellow that she needed to eventually move away. However, on the other side, the Twisted Labs is trying to find some red in order to make some work out of this level. Uses that red to set up a little bit, and boom, takes out some of the red, which perhaps wasn't intentional there, since some of those reds were already set up to be cleared, and unfortunately, that's going to delay a little bit how Twisted can get into the rest of his board.
What are you talking about, John? Everything we do is intentional. This is, these are professional Dr. Mario players. So
Okay.
Savage needs one more yellow, and she will be out. She's going to get a sub 7 at a 655. So GG's for her, and we're not going to be too far behind with Twisted. See if he plays this one out.
Yeah, so that first match that first game, I'm sorry, is going to go to Twisted, and yeah, he's just going to reset, given that he notices that Savage has already finished. So we're going to move into game number 2.
Absolutely, and I got to say that was a great showing for a 16 seed. That's exactly what you want to see. We are just waiting now for the readies from both of our players as they get ready to set up game number 2 in this best of 3 match.
Yeah, and I mean, as I always will say with these new players, I mean, some of them come in and they just come guns ablaze, and even if you are not uh, doing in such a way that you get to take the top places, at least you're getting the tournament experience. And honestly, that's important given that all the nerves and all of the stuff that comes with being part of a tournament, you can start to learn to deal with them. And that's also very important experience to get.
Agreed. This is really the best time to be coming into this tournament because we've got our silver brackets. We've got a lot of great players in the main bracket, and we've got our 3-2-1 pills. So this is a perfect time to be in the tournament.
Indeed, as we see now, both our players starting. Okay, so Savage doesn't have a lot of blue readily available, and yeah, that's going to be the last bit of blue. She's going to be able to tuck some of that, but yeah, she's basically done with that color. However, Dr. Mario, of course, giving her pills that have at least one half that is complete, that is color blue. So yeah, as you can see, she's already shaking her head.
Yeah, my tuck loving heart really enjoyed those tucks she was making. On Twisted side, he is again keeping it right up with where Savage is. He is now completely out of blues on his top or reds on his top line. Sorry, um, has an opportunity to clear out some space and make spots for his reds, but everything's coming with blue, and he's got plenty of that. So uh, wisely making the decision to go ahead and use it for the blues. Let's see if he decides not to try to set up the fat log on the right hand side. Maybe he'll go for that once he gets these reds cleared. We'll just have to see.
Oh, nice movement there by Twisted in order to get that blue red all the way to the right, and boom, there goes the fat
There's
log.
the fat log. Savage has locked up her right hand side. Looks like she's finally going to get some freedom out of that, but that yellow is still kind of stuck in there. And you'll notice that there was a yellow pill half at the top of that block. That makes it all the harder for her to be able to get out of it. And she sees those double yellows coming through, and it's painful. But she is out at a 146.
Yeah, and on the other hand, TwistedLabs just waiting for one yellow, and it's going to be coming, and he's going to be out at a 152. So it's not that far away at this point.
Absolutely, 6 seconds. That's no time at all.
Definitely, the RNG can just change things. And speaking of RNG, right now TwistedLabs with a very interesting board, given that no blue was available on his top line, and he's having to try to dig and find some of it somewhere under that very red yellow top line.
Yeah, you do find that with with tournament seeds, I swear. On Savage's side, you'll notice there is a lot floating on top of her board, and it's all blue now, which also happens to be what's the majority color on the bottom of her board. So you got to imagine she's going to be putting priority on those bottom pieces, but it's going to end up with some drop time. There's almost no way to avoid it at this point.
Yeah, unfortunately, there she's going to have to hope that at some point Mario decides to throw some double blues like that one in order to try and minimize the drop time in some of these instances. And but however, she's doing a quick work of that while TwistedLab as well, just having to work on that bottom of his board. But Savage definitely just quickly bringing down all of those blues. Yeah, she's going to need some drop time there just to get out of this bottle. And if she gets the blue, finally, then she's out at a 326.
Yes, indeed. We had a little bit of a misdrop for Twisted, but it did save him just a tiny piece of drop time. I know he would love to be able to take these yellows horizontally. Unfortunately, the pills are just not coming up for that. Uh, oh, and he gets a
That
double
double
yellow
yellow.
just when he needs it, and he's gonna be out at a 347. So again, just right on Savage's heels.
Indeed. I mean, after that, those level sevens for both our players were to call it in the nicest ways. It were a bit unkind, but both of them managing to traverse through them very nicely. As now we see Savage once again not having a lot of blue on the top line, as we have seen in some of her previous levels. On the other hand, TwistedLabs, setting up in order to try and bring down that interesting spike that's occurring now on his board.
Yeah, he's really putting it to it here. He's going to run out of blues, and I got to wonder if he's going to put this horizontally. Oh, I think he was trying to put that double red down horizontally and just caught it one frame or one drop too early. He's got another chance, and that's a nice little horizontal, clearing out some extra pieces. Yeah, the nerves can get to you. I don't know if that's what's going on with him, but the nerves can definitely get to you while you're playing this on a tournament setting. And if you're listening to idiots who are doing commentary, it's not any better. As Savage is out at just under a 506, while I'm over here blabbing.
Yeah, but I mean, however, with that setup, that Twisted kind of mangled a little bit there. It wasn't that bad, given that actually there was more red where he took the double. So it was fortunate, and it's one of those instances that rarely happens where there's not that much danger of mistocking, since it still works out in your favor.
Looks like he's just a couple of yellows away from finishing up on this one as Savage is just taking it to this level 9. Um, Having a little bit of a rough time. She wants to do these doubles, and the pills are just not coming for her. She wants to do her sweet teas because it's Savage, and the pills are just not coming for her. But she is going to be able to get a few of them here, as we've got both players in level 9, and just it's going to be a race to the finish.
Yes, indeed. As you were pointing out, you can see actually in Savage's face. So when she sees the setup, but unfortunately, the pills are not working out to actually pull it off in a safe manner. So she's having to restrain herself from going into a situation that might require specific pills. Oh, that's okay. I see why she did that talk because she can work it from below. However, that wraith, yeah, she's going to, yeah, have to take out that garbage that's on the top in order to reach it.
Yeah, she'll get this fixed up and reduce her drop time. That blue that's on top of the yellow is gonna fall about 4 spaces, so that'll waste a second. But she's gonna get in at 6:58. That's still under the 7 minute mark, and Savage Octagon will take our first match, 2 games to none.
All right. So there you go. Savage is going to be moving into the next stage as well. I mean, GG's to Twisted Labs nonetheless, given that yeah, he kept it close and gave a good showing against well, our number one seed, which as we will always know, it can be a difficult thing to do, but nonetheless. Uh, yeah, he brought his best, and definitely, I'm sure that we're going to see even more from him, and we're going to see how he climbs the ladder as well.